32 versus 400 hit points, that's only like 13 shots. If you're going to have more than one rifle, you're going to have like 5 rifles, which means 3 volleys kills a Dryad. Like, gone. And again, 3 volleys. If I have like 8 Dryads, that's 3 volleys to kill a mortar. So, I mean, like, yes, I can run around chasing mortars, and you can run around chasing Dryads, but at the same time, this is like 8 Dryads versus like 5 rifles, and you don't even have to go mortars. So, like, if you can eventually macro up a big enough army where you have breakers and casters and rifles and all this crap, then it actually goes into your favor. The deal with human trying to push elf is you're trying to weigh their army into the right sort of like, they're trying to get their army into the right, I don't know, dynamic. They're trying to get the right unit combination. Because what they're trying to do is, the Canada Bears, as I said, Breaker Sork will counter bears. It will. And Rifle Mortar will counter Dryads. And then Priests are just, in general, good units. And so you've got to, they're saying, okay, well, you're going to start with Dryads, then you're going to go Bears. And so, yes, ideally, Todd's push should have worked. A bunch of rifles are going to beat Dryads in mass. It just will. You're not going to be able to win that fight. Once he brings a Priest out, you're not going to have the damage output anymore. Yeah, you can slow the Dryad, or you can slow the rifle, fine. But you're not going to do 500 damage to it in a 10-second, time span while he's right-clicking your Demon Hunter. You're going to lose first. You just will, because Priest Heal is very good healing per second. And so, because Deadman couldn't win against the army, he had to say, okay, I have to go after your heroes. And Todd getting so many rifles didn't allow him to get priests. Now, if he had gotten priests and gotten less rifles, Deadman probably could have fought his actual army. He could have said, okay, you only have 3 rifles. I can get a push on my DH. Right-click your rifle. You only have 3. You don't have slow yet. Or I can right-click your Naga or whatever. And then that's enough where you can say, well, I'll win because I'm right-clicking your Naga, so you're not slowing my hero anymore. At least just enough to get him out of the way, to get the Naga to back up and take some priest heal. Then you can switch focus to a rifle or, to whatever you want. Without priests, it's very easy, for elf to just right-click a unit and make it die. If you have a potion of staff, you can let your DH tank and you'll be fine. Especially if you have an orb, it's even easier to just, right-click a unit. But at the same time, if a human push starts working, it's like when it rains it pours, because they're in your base with towers, and you have no ranged base defense. If humans getting swamped, they can bring a militia and overwhelm you. If Undead's getting swamped, they can pull off Lumberghouls, plus their main slows shit, so you can focus fire. If Undead's getting swamped, they can hop in burrows. But Elf, I can sit behind a Nation of War and wait for you to kill it. If you start winning versus Elf, it's hard to get back up with, all they've got is the hero focus. If your army's bigger, my base defense is right-click your hero, staff it, Moonwell, right-click your hero. That's elf base defense. That's what it is. It's right-click your main hero with my DH with boots on it, staff it when it gets low, heal it up with Moonwells, then repeat the process that one more time and hope it worked. That's elf base defense. I'm dead serious. And so yeah, every race has its own concept to it, but that's the elf version. So the thing to take from this matchup is that most humans, I think, on Meadows will try to push you. What you want to try to do to human early on is prevent the level 2. It's really not that hard to do that. For example, at WCG Regionals, Milknarf was at mine. My game on Meadows, he did the same kind of creep pattern Todd did, where he went for the 3 greens, and I swamped him on it. I stole one of his creeps, I killed a footman or 2, and I put on the Crush early game. He had a level 1 hero when tier 2 came out. Now I threw the game by trying to fight him with Dryads versus Rifles. Bad choice, I know. And so, you live, you learn. But, in this example, what happened is, like, wow, why is my brain not working? Holy crap, go, come on. What happened is he went for a heavy rifle type army, and because I had picked off a bunch of units early on, he couldn't push me. But yeah, I did his job for him. I went out to go fight him, and even though he's messing rifles, I relied heavily on Dryads and did a late tier 3, what I shouldn't have done. And he ran over me because he had Rifle versus Dryad, which actually works. And then when you've got slow casters versus slow bears, you're still in good shape. Now, if I had done the Deadman kind of thing, where I did 2 Dryads, rush tier 3, get bears real quick, he would have had nothing on me. He couldn't push me because he had lost too many footmen early on. He didn't have the army to do it. And then, I would have bears, like 3 bears, when he gets his first Sork out, which means I'm still winning because he can get one slow off. I can abolish it with one of my like 3 or 4 dryads. I'm still doing great, and I would have won that game. Um, so as I'm saying, one of these races is in the driver's seat, and I think on a map where you can push, which is generally all of them, humans in the driver's seat. And I'm not saying it's imbalanced. I'm saying that